Okay, welcome everybody. I'd like to call the regular scheduled meeting for the Temecula Planning Commission to order. Please join Commissioner Ruiz as he leads us in a flag salute.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If you guys would please stand, face the flag, right hand over your heart, and repeat with me. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Commissioner Ruiz. Could we have a roll call, please?
Not sure what happened to Denise, so I'll go ahead and do that. Commissioner Hagel?
Here.
Commissioner Ruiz?
Here.
And Commissioner Tedesco is absent. Commissioner Turley-Trejo?
Here.
And Commissioner Watts?
Here. Next item on the agenda is public comment. Do we have any speakers for public comment tonight?
I have no request to speak.
Very good. We'll go ahead and move on to the consent calendar. Do we have anyone that's wishing to speak on our consent calendar tonight?
I do not.
Okay, so I'll dispense with that reading. And does anyone care to make a motion to adopt our consent calendar item, which tonight is the minutes from our July 20th meeting?
So moved.
I'll
Second. Third.
Moved by Commissioner Turley-Trejo. I thought I heard Commissioner Hagel. Commissioner Hagel, I think, edged out Commissioner Ruiz just by a little bit, but that's how I saw it.
Jeopardy.
Okay, next item on the agenda is business. Do we have any speakers tonight that care to comment on our business section?
We have received none.
Very good. And that we will dispense with and move right to our public hearing. Any person may submit written comments to the commission before a public hearing or may appear and be heard in support of or in opposition to the approval of the project at the time of the hearing. Excuse me. If you challenge any of the project in court, you may be limited to raising only those issues you or someone else raised at the public hearing or in written correspondence delivered to the commission secretary at or prior to the public hearing. For public hearings, each speaker is limited to 5 minutes. Public comments may be made in person at the meeting by submitting a speaker card to the commission secretary or by submitting an email to be read aloud into the record at the meeting. Email comments must be submitted to planningcommission@temeculaca.gov. Email comments on all matters, including those not on the agenda, must be received prior to the time the item is called for public comments. Any person dissatisfied with the decision of the commission may file an appeal of the commission's decision. Said appeal must be filed within 15 calendar days after service of written notice of the decision. The appeal must be filed on the appropriate Community Development Department form and be accompanied by the appropriate filing fee. All public participation is governed by the council policy regarding public participation at meetings adopted by resolution number 2021-54. Our public hearing tonight is item number 2, planning application number PA 20-1025, a development plan application to construct an approximately 18,630 square foot building totaling 3 stories, and PA 21-1528, a minor exception to allow for an increase in separation between columns. The project is generally located approximately 100 feet north of the 5th Street and Old Town Front Street intersection. Can we have a staff report, please?
Certainly. Thank you. Planning application PA 20-1025 and PA 21-1528 are for a development plan application to allow for an approximately 18,000 square foot building, as well as a minor exception to increase the column separation for the project. The project is generally located approximately 100 feet north of the Old Town Front Street and 5th Street intersection in the red boxed area you see before you. The project will allow for restaurant uses across floors 1 through 3, but it'll also allow for the option of an office space on the 2nd floor. The project totals 3 stories altogether. The project will provide a vibrant streetscape with multiple points of pedestrian ingress and egress. It also features a 2-story gallery frontage, which will allow for the opportunity, if restaurants are going to be on all 3 floors, to have outdoor patio dining space on all 3 floors. There's an alley located to the north, and that's where all the utilities will be housed, trash pickup, things of that nature, which is consistent with the specific plan. Landscaping is also going to be consistent with the specific plan as far as the street trees, the tree grates, things of that nature, all consistent with the SP. As I mentioned earlier, the minor exception will allow for increased column separation. The specific plan requires a maximum of 14 feet, and this is going to be 15 feet, and it makes the columns nice and symmetrical with the building. Take a look now at the site. This is the first floor. Here are those columns I was talking about along Old Town Front Street. You can see the main entrance, and you can see the decorative paving they have there. You can also see the alley space through here, and this is where I mentioned the utilities are, trash pickup, all those things that the SP requires to be handled from the alley. These are floors 2 and 3. You can see on the second floor, it's office or restaurant, depending on the tenant that they can find. And then the restaurant there on the 3rd floor. The structure will incorporate from architecture a Spanish Mission Revival architectural style. And I've listed some of the different items that are indicative of that style there on the slide. You get the stucco finish, decorative wrought iron, round arches, et cetera, et cetera. We'll take a look now at some of those elevations. Here we have the west elevation. This is along the street. The north elevation, this would be the alley side. The south elevation, this would be facing more of the Palomar Hotel. And then obviously the rear or the east. The applicants also provided some photo simulations. You can see what the structure will look like from Old Town Front Street. You can see the 3 stories. You can see the 2-story gallery structure that they have there, all the different architectural elements. And then on the top view here is kind of a little more of an angled view of it. The project was reviewed by the Old Town Local Review Board last year, back in May. They had a favorable reaction to the project, and they recommended Planning Commission approval. As far as SEQA is concerned, staff believes this project is exempt per section 15332, class 32, as it qualifies for the infill development projects exemption. Based on the information I've just presented, staff recommends the Planning Commission approve the project based on the required findings as well as the draft conditions of approval. This concludes my presentation. I can answer any questions. We also have the applicant in the audience if you'd like to chat with them. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. We would like to chat with the applicant, but we'll call him up, or call it first applicant up when we're ready. Before I open the public hearing, do we have any specific questions of staff? I'll start down here on my right.
So I think you addressed, just for my own kind of background, so the exception for the beams, it's just purely cosmetic, and that's just the Old Town specific plan is one
Sure.
thing, and they're looking for a little more?
Yeah, you can see the 3 columns here. They're supposed to be no more than 14 feet apart. This is 15 feet apart, and it creates greater symmetry with the architectural style of the building.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then there's a building there right now, or there's not?
There is basically a large trailer that's been there since as long as I can honestly remember. That'll be
That's what I thought it
removed,
was.
and yeah.
Got it, okay. All right, no further questions, thank you.
It looks really nice. Do you have any materials?
I certainly do.
Oh, you thought I'd never ask, huh? I know, I was like, where are they? Where are my friends? Okay, awesome.
You okay? Commissioner Hagel, do you have any questions?
Yeah. I've got a couple questions. On the bottom floor, there are 3 entrances. One, I gather, goes into the lobby. And then the other 2, they would go into the restaurant?
Yes.
Okay. Does this leave a possibility of creating a separate small suite for something else there?
They could if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Anything that's going to be proposed there obviously would have to meet the use matrix of the SP, so.
Okay. So, and I gather the building of this is not going to be finished for a restaurant. The restaurant would have to go in and put in plumbing and everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when a restaurant goes in, they're going to have to work with the health department, do all the appropriate TIs, all those types of things for a restaurant, correct?
Okay. So if somebody said, I'd like to section this off and have a small shop in there, that would be possible because it's not finished.
That would be possible.
Yeah. And I gather the second floor is also possibility for a restaurant or office space?
That is correct.
Okay, and obviously retail wouldn't likely work up there, so,
Probably not.
let's see. And then looking at the third floor, the doors that open up onto the patio, I'm not quite sure what those are, what kind of doors that would typically be.
Those are, I'd like to bring the applicant up for that, but I believe they can be an
Okay.
accordion-style door, or they can be whatever type of door they like, actually.
Right, okay. That's it.
Okay, go ahead.
So one question on the decorative pavers. So where are those going?
The decorative paver will be right here. See where that arrow is pointing kind of on the double
Oh,
door right
okay,
there?
right in there,
That
like
decorative paver
in the
goes in
front.
that area.
Right there, okay. So where Bob was talking about, that's considered the third floor there?
Yes.
Why does it look like the second floor?
Now here's the first
That's-
floor,
Yeah,
and then on the left is the second floor, right is the third floor.
But I'm looking at the finished picture. Yeah,
This one?
yeah. So third floor is where the people are,
Yes,
correct?
yes.
But he was talking about the doors on the second floor, really, right?
no,
I took it to mean he was talking about the third story.
to get out to that,
This
To
where the
that patio.
trellis
Oh,
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I was confused what he was asking. Okay, that's good clarification.
I just have one more.
Okay.
What is the height of the walls on the, where the patio would be on the third floor?
These right here?
Yeah,
Which-
the
where these-
wall
where
that
it looks like these
separates,
folks are-
keeps people from going over the edge?
I need to bring the applicant up for that.
Well,
one.
I can tell you, we don't know exactly, but
Yeah.
they would be required to meet the building code.
Right,
So there's a
okay.
minimum, I think it's 36, 48 inches, something like that.
Okay.
That they would have to meet as a minimum for
Right.
that wall.
Okay, just looking at safety issues, so, thank you.
I have a question. Several years ago, I remember a project from the Palomar Hotel coming in that they wanted to expand, I believe it was, or something of that nature. That was many years ago, I'm sure. And I'm sure it's expired as far as its approval goes. Is that correct? And if it is, have you heard of any plans that they intend to come back and seek some sort of a project improvement along the lines of what they've already did?
So that is expired, and over the years, the owner has come in, asked some questions, done a few things, but nothing has ever been formally submitted. We have not even received a pre-application for something. And then what he had originally proposed, that couldn't be approved under the current specific plan anyway. He'd basically have to start over.
So then it's safe to say he doesn't have any, or the owner doesn't have any plans at this point to
Nothing's been submitted to
expand.
us for review.
And that would be immediately adjacent to the south side of this project site,
That is
right?
correct.
Okay, thank you very much. Did you have another one? No. Okay, thank you. All right, with that, I will open the public hearing. If we can, do we have any speakers, first of all?
We have none.
Very good. If we can have the applicant come up and say a few words. And subject yourself to any questions we may have, that would be great.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Gabriela Marks. I am the architect for the project,
I'm David Bechet.
the owner.
Okay, if you'd like to say a few words first, and then if we have any questions, we will throw them out and have you answer them.
We're very excited to bring this project to Temecula. We have been working very hard on this project for a number of years. Our planner has been great, so thank you for that. And we're ready to start as soon as we get a yes from this board. So thank you very much for coming tonight and reviewing our project.
Okay, I'll see if we have any questions for you then. No? No? No, thank you very much.
You're welcome,
Thank you.
And with that, I will close the public hearing. And do we have any discussion or a motion? Or both? We'll start with discussion.
Let me start.
Sure.
So, yeah, I just drove by there this week, and so this looks amazing, right? as opposed to what's there. So it looks like a really nice project. I really like it, and it totally fits into Old Town right there. And so I think it looks like a really good, and looking at the materials from what I can tell, all of that looks really good also. So happy with the project.
Yep, I would echo. I really like the pictures at the actual pictures versus just a drawn rendering, and it looks like it fits in Old Town Temecula. I think it's gonna be a nice addition.
It is certainly better than what's there now. No, I think it's a great project, and I think it will be, it looks like it could be very successful, so.
I certainly agree with everything my colleagues have said. Sometimes, it's kind of corny, but sometimes I view Old Town as a big jigsaw puzzle. And this is just a perfect piece of the puzzle that's going to go in and continue to add to that big, beautiful picture that we have of Old Town and everything that's happening. So my compliments to you and the architectural drawings and everything else. I think you've got a winner of a project there.
And I also really like the white. Like, it just pops, it stands out, it looks really nice, and I think it looks clean. Looks really nice. So
Sounds like we all like it. Does somebody want to make a motion?
I will, unless you want to.
Go ahead.
I'll move the item. Let's see.
I'll second.
Yeah.
Moved by
find where it
Commissioner
is.
Turley-Trejo and seconded by Commissioner Ruiz. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And that's a 4-0 affirmative vote. Congratulations. Look forward to your opening, and the best of luck. Our next item on our agenda is Commissioner reports. And I'd like to just take a quick minute. Is that Albert Blair I see out there in the audience? Long time no see, Albert. Albert was a longtime member of the Old Town Local Review Board, so it's nice to have you here, Albert. I haven't seen you in a while since I was on the board, I think. Anyhow, welcome. Okay, I'll start over here. Commissioner report, anything, Bob?
I've got nothing.
Okay, Lene?
So I was able to attend the night out. Is that what we called it? Night out?
Yeah, that's right.
Am I missing a word? I feel like I'm missing
Yeah,
a
I
word.
feel like you were missing a word too.
Anyway, night out with the police and
What's that?
fire.
National Night Out. There you go.
Oh, wow. Okay, National Night Out. So it's our first annual. I think they're planning on doing it again. So it was actually really fun. I really had wished I'd had some of my little people there, because they would have really I liked climbing up on the motorcycle. I always felt like a little people. They're huge. Like, it's amazing that these policemen can maneuver those motorcycles, honestly. And the only suggestion I would make is that there should be food. I was hungry, and there was no food. And I think food brings people. So I know it was our first one.
There's a couple restaurants down there you might want to check out.
That's true. Wow. Okay, touche.
Well said, Mr. Deputy City Manager.
Oh, okay. On that note, I'm done.
Adam?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, thank you. I just wanted to comment, because I don't think we've met since the vacant land workshop, which I attended. And I just want to say kudos to everybody. That was really helpful, really informative. I learned a lot more than I expected to learn there, and kind of going through the process. So just wanted to go on record to say thank you for not only offering that, including us and the public, but great job. Please relay that to the rest of the staff as well.
Very good. I know, did we have any subcommittees meeting? Since I'm on most of them, I don't remember. I had kind of presumptuous of me here. It doesn't look like it. So, Community Development Director report. I won't get this one wrong.
I'm going to turn it over to Matt. He's got an update just kind of on where the QLMP's at.
Good evening, Commissioners. So we just received the revised draft of the QLMP yesterday. I've circulated that to exec staff, and that's going to be making its way to the different commissions, specifically some dates. Going to go to the Public Traffic Safety Commission on the 25th of August, and then I'll be before the Planning Commission at our next meeting on September 7th. And then the Community Services Commission on the 12th, and the Ready Commission on the 15th. So that version of the draft will go to all the commissions. I'll compile all of the feedback and comments that I get, makes them revisions, and then it's gonna go to the city council on September 27th. So we're very close to the end of the process, but there's still opportunity for input.
Great. So you'll be asking and seeking not only concurrence, but input and when you make the presentation to each commission.
That's correct.
Great.
Yeah, it'll be a receive and file report, but then there'll be discussion and opportunities for input. I'll make notes. As part of my staff report to the city council, I'll explain the feedback I got from all of the commissions, and then that'll be incorporated into the final report.
Thank you. That's a
You're
very,
welcome.
very good explanation, and that will be a good process to complete. Thank you, Matt. Anything else from? Great. Public Works, Mr. Moreno.
Hello, good evening. So Commissioners, the Construction Management Services RFP is on the street right now for our French Valley Parkway interchange Phase 2. So that's currently ongoing, so we'll be receiving proposals, evaluate, get a CM on board, and that will initiate some value engineering on the project, and then you'll see it go out to bid before the end of the year for construction. So that happened. Yanez Road, a few of us talked about it. It's complete. It's up and running. It's working very, very well. So that was complete. And then lastly, our annual concrete repair citywide is out to bid right now. So we've got a lot of various projects where repairs need to be made, specifically in about 11 schools where they were permitted in the county days, where we have crosswalks that don't lead to ramps. And so we're going to be repairing some of those locations. And that's it for tonight.
Great. My compliments on the Yanez and Paba area. This night I came in and, whoo, the extra lane in there is beautiful. Good job.
Yeah, it worked out.
Great. Thank you, Ron.
Just a quick question.
Sure.
There's work going on the freeway heading north, just above Temecula, not Temecula, Rancho California Road. Does that have anything to do with our project, or is that just Caltrans cleaning up? or-
Yeah, that's Caltrans. They're working on a fiber installation, so they applied for they've been doing it. They control the bridges, they control the on-ramps, off-ramps, and so they've been doing some work there to do some connections between their signals.
Okay, because it's really looking a lot cleaner than it did before, so.
Yeah, and they've also had the cleanup going as well, but yeah, that's what's ongoing
Okay.
at this time.
Sure.
So I know I was talking to Pat, and he said that, and I kind of zoned out for just a minute, so you might have asked the same question, I'm sorry. I was thinking about Luke, like calling me on the restaurants, and I was thinking they needed to have food right there to stay there, duh. Anyway, sorry, so if I'm
I have
asking.
made a note, and we will have food there.
Okay, wow.
No, that's a good suggestion.
Yeah,
It is.
right, it brings people. Anyway, so I was thinking about that, Bob, when you asked your question, so sorry. So if I'm asking the same question, I'm sorry, but I talked to Pat about, and he was saying that they were going to, all the signals were gonna be, did you ask that question? Is that what you asked? Okay, good. That they were gonna be synchronized, basically, or whatever word you use, so that the traffic club flow would go better through, like Winchester was one-
Correct.
all the adjacent, all the main arteries he was talking about, when is that happening, or?
Well, currently, we're finishing up one such project. Those are the federal grants we were awarded. They're called HSIP, Highway Safety Improvement Projects. And so we were awarded what we term Cycle 9. And that is putting fiber all the way through the city on the main arterials so that we can connect all those signals and then be able to adjust the timing in the office on the fly rather than having to go out into the cabinets and adjust them there. So what you have seen in the transportation world is that there's new technology where we've had to basically swap out all of our controllers. They're now a new model, and then put the fiber in, and that's what allows us to be able to do what Pat was mentioning, have the ability then to make the corridors run more efficiently. So that's been a change in the transportation industry, and we've received a lot of grants for that.
So what's the timeline on that, of that actually happening?
They're completing it right now. They're working on the timing, so I say within a couple of months, they should be done with the main arterials. And then what we do is we just continually apply for more grants, and we'll get all of the side kind of minor streets, the ones that are kind of off the beaten path that connect to signals. But we're getting all of our major corridors connected within the next couple months.
Okay, great.
And I would gather that requires new software too, is that correct?
Oh, yeah, yeah. New software, new controller cabinets, and new fiber.
Right, so, and that software can, all that control can be done from this location then?
Correct. Yeah. Before we had a signal too, we could monitor them, but our signal techs would have to go manually change timing. We don't have to manually change timing anymore. But it is a big undertaking. Now with the new software and new things that we have, we went from signal timing being like a couple pages to now it's almost, it's a 30-page thing. So it's much easier to do it with the software in-house.
Yeah, cool.
And you will see, just a note, if you're looking at council agendas, there's a Cycle 11 HSIP application. So it's a continuous thing applying for these grants, so kind of working our way around the city.
Yeah, just a quick question. I noticed today there was quite a bit of work going on Nicholas. Is that starting to punch through still or not yet? What kind of work did you see? It was, I mean, there was cranes, there's a bunch, it was coned off to like almost one lane into the dirt. Like there was some massive stuff going on, but I didn't. Nicholas is part of it, but that may have been an Edison project, that one, yeah. But we did connect Nicholas as well. Got it, okay. Yep. I didn't know we were any closer to getting that. Oh, punch through? Yeah. We are in the acquisition phase right now of the drainage easements, and so we're working through that currently. The developer is rebidding the project because the original estimates were 13 million, and the bids actually came in at like almost close to 20. So what they had to do was reject bids, and they are going to bid it in a different manner rather than one general. They're going to basically piece it out so that they can get multiple contractors over the whole project, and they're hoping that the costs get driven down. That is a developer-funded project, so therefore it was their prerogative to do it in such a manner, and so we're overseeing that. However, they'll fund it and deliver it. So they're hoping to be in construction before the end of the year. Okay, perfect. That's my next question. Thanks.
Okay, last call. Very good. That concludes our agenda tonight. I will go ahead and adjourn this meeting until our regularly scheduled meeting of Wednesday, September 7th. Yes. Thank you, everybody.